This is Mystery Hunters Weekend.
Meet Franny. She has a magic secret.
Where will my feet take me today?
A magic secret that takes her on fantastic adventures.
Franny the firefighter!
Where she meets amazing new friends.
That was fantabulous!
And she'd like you to come along too.
That's a very good idea.
Franny's Feet on Discovery Kids.
Wall-to-wall mystery hunters, can you handle it on Discovery Kids with Christina and Araya hot-nosing it?
Did alien spacecrafts visit Earth 1,500 years ago?
If you were visiting the Earth in a UFO, you'd probably need a place to land.
Mysterious lines were discovered in a Peruvian desert. And they may be landing strips for alien life forms.
I'm gonna find out how those lines were made with Doubting Dave.
Let's do this.
I'm going to Peru to investigate the mysterious lines in the desert. Check out those lines. They've been here for more than 1,500 years. There were no airplanes back then. Some people say they might be runways for alien spacecraft. Did aliens visit our planet 1,500 years ago? I need to get a better look. Juan's my guide.
Hi, Christina. You found me. Try with this.
The lines are known as geoglyphs. There's so many of them. They're really hard to see. Let's go climb the tower.
Let's go then. Look, over there.
Yeah, they're not just straight lines, they're patterns and designs. The patterns and designs are of animals and other life, and they're called biomorphs. They're hard to see, even from here. The patterns were obviously meant to be seen from a lot higher up. Hey! That's my ride! Eduardo, come back!
It's okay.
According to Eduardo, this is the absolute best way to see the Nazca lines.
Okay, we're ready.
Here we go! these? And why did they make them? Could they really have been created for alien life forms? Or is there another explanation? Maybe we can find out in here. This is the Maria Rahi Museum. Maria Rahi was the first mystery hunter to investigate the lines. People who live in this area call Maria Rahi the crazy gringa. She was a German archaeologist who spent years wandering around in the desert all alone, trying to solve the mystery of these giant lines and drawings. Maria's daughter tells me that an ancient people created the lines over 1,500 years ago. They lived here in Peru, and they're called the Nazcas. They made the lines by moving rocks and scratching through to the lighter-colored soil underneath. The lines are still visible today because this is one of the driest and least windy places on Earth. Did she investigate the possibility they were landing strips built for visitors from other planets?
No, para nada. Ella nunca...
Anna Maria says her mother never took that idea seriously. Maria believed that the lines were like a giant calendar. When the sun, moon, planets, or stars lined up with them, the Nazcas could tell the season, and they would know the best time of year to plant seeds or gather their food. What's that? Looks like a cradle. Anna Maria says the Nazca culture had strange traditions. Like what?
Lo vas a conocer.
She says I should find the answer to that if I keep looking. Well, a calendar made by people makes more sense to me than UFOs and aliens, but I still don't know for sure. Anna Maria says the mummies of the Nazcas are out there somewhere. What clues will they give us? Let's go.
Hey, we're a long way from ancient Peru, but today we're going to show you how you can make your own huge landscape drawings. That is if Doubting Dave ever gets here.
Sorry I'm late. Hi, we're a long way from ancient Peru, but today we're going to show you how you can make...
I already told them that.
Oh. Well, did you tell them what they need?
Not yet.
The first thing you need is a wide open paved area, and it's best if there's someplace nearby where you can look at it from above. You also need some chalk.
That's not chalk. This is chalk.
Yeah.
Finally, you need a picture, like this hummingbird. The drawing should be simple, like an outline, and you have to make it on a grid. This grid is 5 squares across and 4 squares down.
Let's do this.
Using dark chalk and a tape measure, start making a grid by drawing 6 marks spaced equally apart down a straight line on your pavement. Then, draw 5 marks, also spaced equally apart, down an edge perpendicular to the first ones. Now, do the same on the 2 other edges.
Are you gonna help?
Now, draw parallel lines from each of the marks across the paved area. When you're done, you'll have a grid.
Now, this is the great thing about grids. All you have to do is draw the lines in each square on the pavement the way they're drawn on that very same square on the paper. It doesn't matter if they're a square centimeter, a square meter, or a square kilometer.
Now, using a bright colored chalk, like yellow, fill in your grid 1 square at a time. It's important to make each line just like they're drawn on the paper. Oh man, that was tough.
Yeah, I didn't think I could eat that whole sandwich. The only way to truly appreciate your mega drawing is to look at it from above.
Looks cool.
Nice.
Doubting Dave, you did get permission to draw here, didn't you?
Oh, no. no. Oh, no. We should try to... Oh, no.
Mystery Hunters Weekend!
It's time for you to meet the Mole Sisters. It's time to share their adventures. It's time to say hello to their friends. It's time to discover something brand new. The wonderful world of the Mole Sisters on Discovery Kids.
We're looking for the mummies of the Nazcas. Maybe they'll give us clues as to why the Nazca people made the lines. Hey, wait! Stop the car! Momias aquí. Mummies here. Maybe these are mummies of the Nazcas. Hola. Can we come in?
¿Vienen a ver las momias?
Sí.
Vamos.
She asked if we came to see the mummies. Miriam Milagro lives on a farm right next to these mummies. Does it scare you to be surrounded by all these old skulls?
A mí no me dan.
Miriam says no. They protect her and her family. Since they've had them here, they've never been robbed. This one's so small. It looks like a baby, and it has hair on it too. This could be a clue about the Nazcas. One, the Nazcas mummify their babies too? Miriam says these aren't Nazcas, they're Incas. There are Incan ruins right near here. Juan says the Incan mummies are only 500 years old. The Nazcas are much older. Where can I find the Nazcas? Miriam says to look for the sand dunes. Thanks. Let's go. Bye. We drive on in search of Nazca mummies. Look! Sand dunes. This place is filled with mummies, but the tombs have been destroyed by looters.
Look, Christina. This beautiful piece of ceramics, the designs is typical of the Ica Chincha culture.
The Ica Chincha is also not as old as the Nazcas, but older than the mummies we came across at the farm, which means we're getting closer. Let's go.
Let's go.
Look, more sand dunes. This must be the place. Let's get out here. We meet with Giuseppe Orefici, an archaeologist who's been coming here for almost 20 years to dig up bones and skeletons that are thousands of years old. He tells me we've come to a sacred Nazca site.
Son pirámides.
What look like sand dunes are actually buried pyramids. We're standing in the center of a gigantic buried city. Nearly 2,000 years ago, under this sand and clay, there were huge pyramids and temples with giant columns and hidden rooms inside. The city was hit with a powerful earthquake and flood, and the Nazcas decided to abandon it. Before they left, they sealed it up by burying it in sand. I wish I could come face to face with the Nazca.
Es posible.
Dr. Orefici says he can take me to a place where the remains of the Nazca lie, and more. These don't look human to me. Could these be the heads of alien creatures? Could the Nazca really have built the lines as landing strips for alien visitors?
Hey, I got a great email from 12-year-old Blanca Diaz Chavez of Ajijic, Spain. Mexico. Thanks. Take a look on the Mystery Illustrator. Dear Doubting Dave, one night I was walking down the street and I saw two scary glowing eyes looking at me from a pile of garbage bags. Then a black cat jumped right out in front of me. I've heard a lot of superstitions about black cats. Why are people so afraid of them? And will I have bad luck from now on? Well, Blanca, it's true that cats have an almost supernatural mystique. Ugh. Part of that mystique is those glowing eyes you were talking about. But the truth is, cats' eyes don't really glow. They just reflect the light that's coming in from outside. All eyes absorb light, including ours. That's how we see. But since cats love to prowl at night, their eyes have a special layer that's like a mirror. It reflects the light that comes in back out again. That makes it easier for them to see in the dark. Human eyes don't have that kind of mirror, but many animals do, like dogs, dolphins, horses, and even rats. Now that's creepy. Apart from their reflective eyes, cats are fiercely independent, and they have an intense, unblinking stare, and all of that has spooked people for thousands of years. But in reality, Blanca, there is nothing supernatural about cats. They aren't evil mischief makers or witches in disguise, or bad luck if they cross your path. I mean, my cat's walked in front of me a million times. I don't have bad luck. Yeah, laugh it up, Fuzzball. Whoa, that was way... I gotta lay off the spicy foods.
Could the Nazca lines really have been landing strips for alien ships? Could this be the head of an alien creature? Well, this one definitely looks like an alien. Pointy head and everything. Dr. Orefici says when they found these mummy heads and skulls, at first they were surprised by their cone shapes. And then they found a baby's head with a squeezing device attached to it. A squeezing device? Hey, wait a minute. That's what Maria Raihi's daughter showed me. Dr. Orefici says the Nazcas deformed the heads of their babies by using leather and wood devices. It made their skulls grow into these weird shapes. They thought it was beautiful, like getting a cool haircut. So these are the mummies of the Nazca people, not the heads of aliens. But what about the rope through some of these heads? That doesn't make you beautiful, it just makes you dead. Dr. Orefici says those people were probably willingly sacrificed. The Nazcas removed a person's head, then carried it on a rope as an offering to their gods. They are called trophy heads. I wonder if he was one of the people who made the lines. And look at the Nazca treasures in here. Some of these figures and designs are just like the biomorphs. Dr. Orefici thinks that could be another way they worship their gods. And that could be the answer to the mystery. The Nazcas made these huge designs so the gods in the sky would see them. Each figure is supposed to mean something different. The birds are believed to be signs of faithfulness to the mountain gods. Monkeys represent their hope for water. Spiders, their hope for rain. But that doesn't explain the simpler straight lines. What were they for? Well, if you want to survive in a place like this, you definitely need to find water. But where? I can't see any, but Jorge here is using a dowsing rod to find some.
Aquí hay agua.
He says there's water here. You can tell because the dowsing rods are crossing. Let's try over there.
¿Quieres probar?
Sure. Am I doing this right?
Lo estás haciendo bien.
Jorge says I'm doing it well. Dowsers all over the world do this to find underground water and buried objects, and no one can explain how it works. But ancient cave drawings from thousands of years ago show people dowsing. Maybe dowsing's how the Nazcas found the water that's hidden underground here. However they did it, an anthropologist named Donald Peru thinks once the Nazcas had located the water, they put these lines down to show where it was. He thinks it might be a map of the underground water system. The Nazcas built these, so we know they found water. These are aqueducts. They're tunnels that carry the water all over this dry land. You can even walk through them and come out an opening in a different part of the desert. I wouldn't recommend it. This was one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life. So we know who made the lines. But why did they make them? Was it a water map? So slimy. Oh. A giant calendar? Something for their gods to see? Perhaps landing strips for alien spaceships. Or all of these things. Okay, except maybe the alien landing strip. No one knows the Nazca lines and the Nazca people better than archaeologist Johnny Isla. And Johnny, what do you think the lines were for?
Yo pienso que las líneas de Nazca.
Johnny says he thinks the lines have something to do with locating water, or praying to the gods for water. After all, this is a desert, and water is essential to growing food and to all life. But he says we have yet to prove those theories.
This is aircraft 2225. Christina requests authorization for takeoff.
Aircraft 2225. Permission granted.
Maria Raihe spent most of her life searching for the truth about the Nazca lines. And she said we will never know all the answers. That's what a good mystery is all about.
What'd you get?
Just wait.
Oh, come on.
You're so impatient.
That's it? You went all the way to Peru, and all you brought me back was a rock?
I brought everybody rocks. Turn it over.
Whoa! That's so cool.
Remember, things aren't always what they seem.